Good evening and happy Friday night. Welcome to Friday Night Movie Night on the Basement Show with Mr. Nast. I am Mr. Nast. Joining me once again for another fun-filled Friday night is Mr. Ron. Ron, nice to see you. Thanks for popping in tonight. That way.
That way.
So, me and Ron had decided we're going to talk about some old school cult classics tonight. So, if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. So, we got Chris already in the chat. Good evening. So happy you made 300 followers. Yes, I did. And I want to thank each and everyone who has taken time to follow the page, show the page support. It means the world to us that we finally hit our 300 mark. It is awesome. Yes. And now we're shooting for 400.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely. It was great to see that 300 hit that spot. We thank everybody. And, we're just going to continue to grow it and, get everybody word of mouth, pass it on, and really continue to grow on the numbers here.
Yes. You can only go up.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
But we've got the original, the OGs, the people that have been with us since the beginning, and you guys are awesome. So we appreciate you.
Absolutely. I mean, Curtis is one of them. He's always in every single show. I mean,
absolutely.
Saying hi, either if he's listening, to interact with us. I told him if he ever has any ideas for any shows, to feel free. He's more than welcome to throw out ideas, anything at all that takes some off of us to come up with ideas. We always welcome to chat to give us different types of ideas. So
absolutely, yep, for sure.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah, man.
But all right, I found a list of 400 of the greatest cult movies ever. So, okay. If you're in the chat, you're just popping in. Let us know that you're here. It's funny that we're talking about the 400 greatest cult movies, and we were just talking about hitting 400 followers. So, that's kind of weird.
Hey, the number's the number, man.
Yeah.
So where are we going to start on this list? Are we going to go backwards, or are we going to go start at a certain number and work our way up?
That's a good question. What would you like to do?
Why don't we start at 50? Let's talk about the top 50 or so. Now, some of these I have never, ever even heard of. So some of them we're just going to probably gloss by.
No. Are you starting at 50 and going up, or are you starting at 1 and going down?
Well, I was going to start at 50 and work up to 1.
Okay, that works.
Unless you want to go the other way.
No, that works.
All right, let's start at 50, and I can guarantee you the first couple that I see are ones I have no clue.
Yep, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. Although you could start at 51, looking at what 51 is.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, should we start at 51? This is right there.
Yeah, let's start with that one.
I'm shocked that this is on this list, but again, seeing some of these movies on this list doesn't shock me. But number 51 of the greatest cult movies of all time is The Breakfast Club. Now, if you've never seen The Breakfast Club, you're missing out.
Yeah,
hands down, one of the I feel best movies of the 80s.
John Hughes, was on a great role in the 80s. He made some great films. Great core of the Brat Pack, as they were known at the time. Kind of ensemble movies that really were some great writing and some great storytelling for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't go wrong with The Breakfast Club. Five kids get locked in a library for a Saturday detention. They start off as enemies and they leave as like best friends.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't say best friends, but friends to a degree.
Friends to a degree. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Hell, you have Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald hooking up at the end. Ali Sneedy and Amelia Estevez hook up.
Yep.
And Anthony Michael Hall just being Anthony Michael Hall, the brains of the whole operation. Like writing the letter and everything, saying the brain.
Yeah, man.
So.
Yeah, it was definitely a great movie.
I'm surprised we only got a 7.8 out of 10 though.
Yeah. I mean, it was also a movie that it really found its legs on video as well. I mean, it did a decent box office, but it just really exploded when video came along, because it was a constant top pick of a lot of people.
Hmm.
So
I mean, I still watch this at least once or twice every other month.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, if that's one of those ones, that's a channel stopper. That's when you're flipping through the channels and it's like, oh, cool, Breakfast Club. And I'll watch 5 minutes of it. Next thing, you're an hour and a half later, and you're watching Judd Nelson go off the football field like this.
yep,
Yeah.
playing the music and everything.
Yep. And you're humming "Don't You Forget About Me."
Uh huh. And if you're not, there's something wrong with you. That's pretty
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
I don't have it yet, but I'm working on getting a poster of a movie above me.
Nice.
Because it's a must poster. It's a must poster. I must add to my collection of posters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad at myself. I don't have it already, but going up to number 50, you have Lizardomania.
No idea.
Never heard of it.
1975.
Ringo Starr was apparently in it.
Yeah.
That's the only name that looks familiar to me.
Pass.
Okay.
Moving on.
Number 49, the man who fell to earth.
David Bowie, I believe.
Yeah, David Bowie, Rip Torn, Candy Clark, Buck Henry. Again, I'd never heard of it though.
He was David Bowie was an alien that had to pose as a human to save his planet. Basically,
Oh, okay.
That's the basic premise of the story.
Yep. By 1976, so I was -11.
So yeah, I mean, you can skip the next couple. I mean,
Well,
I would probably jump up to say, and I don't know a lot about it, but I know it was popular. Boondock Saints.
I've never personally watched it, but yes, I have heard that it's a very popular movie. A lot of people do
Yeah.
like it. I mean, they made a
Two-
couple of them.
Two Catholic brothers become vigilantes and wipe out Boston's criminal underworld
In the name of God.
in the name of God. So,
I mean, William Dafoe, you can't go wrong with that. Norman Reedus,
yeah,
he's always pretty interesting to watch on screen. So
yep, true.
he
Good point.
he got his big calling though with The Walking Dead. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All 11 seasons, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yep.
I've never watched it, but I have heard good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's anyone who pops in the chat, if you've seen the Boondock Saints, let us know. Let's see. Phantom of Paradise.
Phantom of the Paradise. Hang on that one.
Alright.
Paul Williams, who my favorite role of Paul Williams was Little Enos in Smokey and the Bandit. But Paul Williams was actually a very talented composer who wrote some songs that you know that you had no idea that Paul Williams wrote.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, and Paul Williams was in Phantom of the Paradise, and it was very loosely based on Phantom of the Paradise, but it with kind of a rock and roll edge to it. So it definitely was one that was definitely not a big box office attraction, but it did very, very well in the video market and in like midnight showings at movie theaters and stuff.
Is it worth watching today?
It is worth a watch today, actually. It's something that if you just want like an hour and a half of like mindless entertainment, that it's a good pick.
I'm going to write some movies down so I can
Yep.
check some out. And I'll put that one on the list.
Yeah, that one definitely you could put on the list.
Okay.
A little harder to find. It's probably streaming somewhere though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
Alright, number 44. 1995, it looks like a black and white movie. Dead Man with Johnny Depp.
Not familiar.
I mean, look, the Poster looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
And it's actually one of the few ones that you actually just see Johnny Depp's face. Like no, like there's a little bit of makeup and all, but like most of his movies, he keeps his face hidden. I don't know why.
Yeah.
All right, number 43.
Barbarella, Jane Fonda. Very science fiction type thing. Kind of a comedy, fantasy kind of deal, but was very, very controversial in the day because of some of the outfits that she wore.
Okay.
Very futuristic, sexy science fiction, comedy, fantasy thing going on, you know?
Well, I was reading the premise of it. An astronaut from the 41st century.
Yes.
So this is 20 centuries beyond what we're in now.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Jack's in the building. Good evening, Jack, with the knock joke already. He did tell me he was going to pop in and do some more knock jokes, so.
Okay, we'll give you one before we continue, Jack. Who's there? This was kind of a continuation of Tuesday night, guys.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't want to stall too much, so.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's move on to the next one on the list.
Yeah. Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness. Oh, my goodness.
1936.
1936, black and white, but very, very famous. You know, just in the fact of the actual like theme was marijuana.
Okay.
You know, and about how it made you like. Yeah, it was a comedy, I believe, or it was taken as a comedy anyway. But definitely, you see a guy like smoke a joint and then like get like you know, all like paranoid and like freaking out like he was on some, you know, crazy, you know, drug, when in reality probably all he really wanted to do would be go to Taco Bell, if Taco Bell was around in 1936, which it was not.
I was going to say, that's pretty old Taco Bell.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely a crazy movie.
Only 66 minutes. That's a very odd number of minutes.
Yeah.
But
well,
then
it was 1936 too, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I'm also looking at the year. When I was sitting in the movie theater, probably a long time back then.
Yep.
All right, number 41, Burton Fink.
Yep. John Turturro and John Goodman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a Cannes Film Festival winner. You know, it won a lot of critics awards and stuff, but really was not a big box office success at all. Basically, it was a story about the inner workings of Hollywood.
Okay. Now New York playwright is enticed to California.
Yeah.
So a New Yorker trying to make it big. I got it.
Yep. Yeah. Novelty story, huh?
Yep. All right, number 40. To this day, is a movie I won't watch. I'm 36 years old, and for some reason, this movie always turns my stomach.
No boy. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The original.
The original, yes. And there were many
sought after remakes, sequels, and stuff like that.
Yeah, remakes, follow-ups, you name it. The original comes from 1974.
Jack said cereal. Cereal who? Maybe we'll see if we can finish it. But I mean, yeah, I won't watch it. I watched some of it as a kid, and just the amount of gore in it got me queasy.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, which was a lot of gore for 1974, not up to today's standards.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we did watch the remake my senior year on a class trip, and I kind of watched half of it, but I still couldn't get into it. Like, just something about it just made me feel very uneasy.
Okay, gotcha.
So, not much I can talk about it. I don't know if there's more you could add to it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it just was. It was another movie that really did not perform in the theaters, and that's going to be a common theme on some of these movies that we talk about today. But they just found a second life.
Yeah. Number 39. I have seen this one. I'm sure you have too. Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona, great. John Goodman again.
Yeah.
John Goodman, Nick Cage, Holly Hunter.
Serial pleasure to meet you.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, but yeah, Raising Arizona, definitely hilarious. Actually, was quite amusing. You know, the I'll take these papers and all the money you got in the register. I got a child now. Everything's changed.
Yeah.
Where they basically kidnapped the baby of a celebrity, more or less, a local celebrity, and we're going to hold him for ransom.
Yeah. I mean, you can find this movie still, like, I've seen it in thrift stores, Goodwill, people getting rid of it. You can probably find it on a streaming service still.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to try to do the Nicolas Cage mustache from the movie, but people say I look ridiculous. Well, if you notice, I shaved, trying to look younger.
Yeah, see? There you go.
But
you keep on changing your look, man. Is that an actual rule from the witness protection program, or do you just do it on your own?
Do it on my own.
Okay, cool. I thought you might have to change your look every now and then, just in case somebody starts to get on to you.
No. I mean, that's why I used the fake name.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's why you use the fake name.
Yeah, man.
Another one I've never heard of, The Holy Mountain.
I have not heard of it. Don't know anything about it at all.
We're just going to move right past that one.
Yep.
Heathers.
Heathers.
Sorry.
Yes. Christian Slater.
Winona
Ryder. Yes, absolutely. This movie should be another one on your watch list. Okay. It's disturbing, but it's very well acted, and like I said, they got a couple, good actors in it, and just a really, really good story. They actually more recently made it into a Broadway musical, believe it or not. And this movie, if you watch it, you say, how the heck did they make that into a musical? Because it's just, Heathers the musical just is like, really?
There was another movie that was real popular in the 80s that just became a Broadway musical too. And I asked myself, how?
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you make that a musical? I was blown away when I saw that.
They made a musical out of Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
I've heard the Beetlejuice musical is really good, so I'm not going to knock it, though.
Yeah. The SpongeBob musical was actually pretty good. I actually watched that on a recording.
Wait, SpongeBob the musical?
SpongeBob the musical.
Pass.
It was very entertaining. Thank you.
Okay. I will take your word for it. I'll save myself the pleasure and time.
Yes.
All right. We got Mr. Gary in chat. Good evening, Gary. Thanks for popping in tonight.
Hey, Gary. Okay, number 36, Tommy. Tommy the musical. This was actually called a rock opera. at the time. This was a very lavish production. It was 1975, I believe. It was a star-studded cast, which included the likes of Peter Frampton, Oliver Reed, Anne Margaret, Elton John as the Pinball Wizard. There were a lot of stars in this, and the Who did the soundtrack. Obviously, the Pinball Wizard was a huge hit coming out of the movie, and it was definitely something that was before its time. This was one of the first real grand scale musical type productions that was more music than it was actually story, but the music told a story, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But it's basically about a deaf, dumb, and blind teenager in Peter Frampton who learns to play pinball and actually gets into a competition and goes up against the champion, who was Elton John at the time, wearing these crazy Elton John type outfit with like giant stilts, and I mean it was insane. But there's still a lot of other stuff going on too. I mean, there's basically a child molester in it, and it's like there's a lot of adult situations in it also. But it was quite an undertaking for 1975.
Interesting. You got a hashtag in the chat for you.
Hi, Andrea. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm gonna stay out of that one. I'm gonna be nice today and just let people pick on me all they want. We got somebody new. What happened to John? Yep. Diggs BTW7. Hey, what's up, G?
How you doing?
How you doing, Diggs? I don't recognize that name.
Yep.
Diggs BTW7. Thanks for popping in. I don't recognize your name, but
hey, it's all good. Hopefully we get to see you more often.
Yeah, that is true.
That'd be awesome. Okay, 35. Here it is. Where's Sam when I need him?
He's at a hockey game tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Muddy Python and the Holy Grail.
Classic movie. And it should have been higher than 35. Absolutely, positively one of my favorites. So I found it to be a great Monty Python undertaking. I'm a big Python fan, so definitely, John Cleese, Eric Idle, all those guys did a great job with this, and it actually had a huge video following. So that took on quite a life of its own once it hit video. So there's just so many lines in it. I mean, there was one night when Sam was in here and we were just going back and forth. And John was just going, "That's it, I'm out."
Yep. Let them handle the show.
Yeah, he just lost all control because once you start quoting Python and Holy Grail, it just rolls off. So,
Andrew wants to know how we were doing tonight, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm pretty much done. We're doing great. I mean, I'm doing great. You doing good, John?
Yeah, I mean, you're in your glory right now. So go back to Muddy Python. I'll just sit and listen. It's okay.
No, I mean, I could talk about that one movie all night, but
go ahead. I got time.
Yeah. No, we'll continue. We'll roll along. There's no reason to dwell, but it's definitely a must-watch if you get an opportunity. If you've never seen it before, you will be entertained.
Writing it down. Hold on. I was just gonna pop up it's been 84 years meme on you and put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll take over my picture. I'll come back looking gray.
There you go.
And the whole okay no. All right, it's on my list.
Okay. Next one, 34. A very, very strange title to a very entertaining movie. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. And that's a mouthful.
I was gonna say I couldn't even try to pronounce that one if I tried.
Yeah. Peter Weller, who was RoboCop. And I believe John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
Yeah, John Lithgow was the bad guy.
And Jeff Goldblum's in it too.
Jeff Goldblum, right. Yep. But basically, Buckaroo Banzai was a brain surgeon rock musician. And he had a crime fighting team. So we'll just take that premise and just imagine how crazy this movie was. So
me and Peter Waller, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah. But John Lithgow was especially entertaining in this one. And that was 1984.
And the first RoboCop came out in 87, 88?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this is before RoboCop.
This would be pre-RoboCop, yeah. Yep.
Interesting. Because he didn't do many movies, I thought, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was more of a character actor than a lead actor. He did some other stuff there. He was kind of a, second banana kind of deal, but, obviously RoboCop was his
calling card.
big accomplishment,
Yeah, apparently Nancy Lewis too.
Yeah. Yep.
Consider she was the only one to do all three RoboCop movies.
Right. Nancy Lewis or Nancy Allen?
Nancy Allen, sorry.
Right, Nancy Allen, yeah.
I was thinking Ann Lewis.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
All right, the next one I know a lot of people have seen, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I find that surprising to be on this list.
Yeah. Yeah, because it seems like it would have been... and again, the list not necessarily is not necessarily stuff that bombed at the box office. I mean, it's just stuff that, found a second life. So, in other words, it came out, it had its original run, and then once the video era hit, a lot of movies found a second life where people wanted to go back and watch it again. And I think that's basically what you're talking about when you're talking about a cult classic. It could kind of falls into two categories. It falls into the unknown movie that people don't really know about, but it was, it kind of found a video audience. And then the other one would be just what I just said, the ones that people wanted to go back and get a second look at.
Gotcha.
And third and fourth and fifth look.
I didn't know Danny Elfman actually starred in this movie.
Well, I mean, you can't really say starred because it was all animated. So, but he did a voice.
Okay. Is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on the list? Ooh, maybe down a little bit farther. We have to probably do some searching.
That would kind of be one that would fall into that category though, because again, it really was not a huge box office, but it did make money in the box office. However, became this classic that perennial classic that to this day, I mean, if you walk into a casino, I mean, there's probably 10 different slot machines that are based on Willy Wonka.
Very true.
So it's very much so still in the public eye and still very much in the public's mind, so to speak. And people still talk about it to this day. And I still would watch it again, anytime I catch it. If I'm running across the channels, and I'll stop.
Yeah.
Because it's just that good.
No, I completely agree with you. I'm strolling down the list to see if I can find it from Mr. Gary.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it within the top 200. It should
It may
definitely.
not. It may not be on this list, but I think it definitely qualifies. So, and definitely worth talking about. Gary, you have any comments on it? I mean, you know, are you a big fan of the movie?
I mean, it's not. It should be because that movie's awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a fan, definitely. I mean, it's just a great story, an unbelievable performance by Gene Wilder.
Uh-huh.
Gene Wilder only had one thing that he asked of the director of the movie, and that was the scene at the very beginning when Willy Wonka comes out of the factory, walking with the cane,
Yeah.
and then the cane gets stuck and he goes to fall and he does a roll and then pops up.
Mm-hmm.
That was Gene Wilder, and he said, "This is what I want. This is how I want this scene to go," and that
Wow.
was his only request, and it worked. It definitely set the tone for the character.
Yeah, it definitely made an iconic scene out of it.
Yep, absolutely.
303 out of 400.
Okay,
So I did find it on the list. It's number 303.
okay.
So it is on the list, just way down there.
Way down there. Yep.
I gotta get back up to the rest of the
So
list.
Gary said E.T. I don't really find E.T. to really fall into this category. I mean, that was obviously a huge box office success. It was huge on video. So, I mean, there were a lot of people that rewatched it over and over again. But, yeah, unfortunately, I think it hasn't really stood the test of time. I mean, it's really, even though it had some iconic scenes in it, I mean, it really kind of dropped off a little bit, and as special effects and technology got better, I think that it kind of got a little forgotten, even though it was a classic film.
I own it. I mean, I can still watch
Yeah.
it to this day.
Yep,
It's definitely
mean,
a movie that worth having in your collection.
an extremely young Drew Barrymore,
Mm-hmm.
D. Wallace Stone,
Yep.
Henry Thomas.
Yep. I always got Henry Thomas and Fred Savage always mixed up.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why, but
Hmm.
E.T. Phone Home. Oh.
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. What was this? Can't remember if it was Pepsi or Coke, but that got a big boom in sales because of it.
Pepsi.
Pepsi. There you go.
And Reese's Pieces got a big. I mean, that really made Reese's Pieces like go off the charts.
I believe it.
So,
After Nightmare Before Christmas, you have Kill Bill Volume 1.
oh, now you want to talk about some gratuitous violence?
Yes, my ex-girlfriend made me watch this movie a couple times.
Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Yes.
Definitely. Actually, it avoided. I think it was number 2. When they get to the one big fight scene, they switched to black and white. And the reason that they switched to black and white was that the movie ratings board was going to give the film an NC-17 because there was so much blood.
Wow.
And by switching it to black and white, it didn't. The blood wasn't as obvious or prevalent, and they were allowed to keep an R rating. But that's the reason why they decided to switch that scene to black and white. Tarantino did that.
Smart. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean it saved them, not being able to really get a widespread audience at the box office.
true.
But Uma Thurman did a lot of her own sword work, actually, in that. She trained for quite some time. You had David Carradine in there, the old Kung Fu. Yeah. So and Lucy Liu, who also did her own sword work. So
More power to him because some of the sword scenes were nuts.
yeah, they didn't do all of them, but they did a lot of them. Let's put it that way.
Oh, bravo.
Yep. Johnny Five. Oh, Short Circuit. Yeah, that would definitely qualify, Gary,
Yes.
for sure. Johnny Five's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he input.
Input. Yes.
Another one of my favorite movies. I think that's how I got my name.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. Yep.
He said, I'll be back. I get to the second job. Sounds good, Gary.
All right, Gary.
We'll be here for a while, so take your time.
Yep. You got it, man.
Number 31. Again, I don't understand how this is on the list. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Well, I mean, Pulp Fiction, it did pretty decent. Hey, Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? Pulp Fiction actually was the resurgence of John Travolta into the movies because he had pretty much kind of hit a lull in his career.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of dropped into the Scientology thing there for a while and wasn't really out there. He had a lot going on, and then all of a sudden, Tarantino went to him and said, "Hey, I wrote this part for you."
I'm ignoring the comment.
Morgan's here for the truffle shuffle.
Oh, do it before I sign off. That way you can cut the show and end it as they do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Ron's in charge of ending the show tonight.
Depending on how good you do, you know.
Nope.
But yeah, Pulp Fiction, absolutely. A lot of stars in that. Tarantino again, just an amazing filmmaker. Honestly, I mean, he sees film in a different way than a lot of people do. I mean, that's my opinion. I enjoy a lot of his stuff, but Pulp Fiction had a great soundtrack. You got Uma Thurman, you got John Travolta, Bruce Willis, you got
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker. Yeah, you can't say Sam Jackson without saying it. You know, it's just, you know, either that or get these MF snakes off my MF plane.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I guess I can't say motherfucker and then start saying MF, huh?
No.
Yeah, the cat's kind of out of the bag at this point. So,
well, all adults here, I think we can handle it. Hopefully.
Yep.
If not, talk to your local congressman.
Yeah.
John Travolta looks strange, bald. Don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a different look, that's for sure.
Well, I think he was starting to go gray, and he just decided that was the better option than dyeing it. And some people go one way, or some people go the other. Yeah. But yeah, it is a different look, definitely. I saw the phone commercial, and I was like, really? Internet commercial. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah.
Just like people will probably shocked to jump in the stream and see me shaved. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's basically the same. Yeah, his voice is the same. Yeah. He actually is a decent singer. I mean, if you really want to see something funny, go back and watch some old episodes of Welcome Back, Kotter, where he first started out as Vinnie Barbarino. And also back then, he released an album. And he had a hit single that was called Let Her In. And if you go on YouTube, you can look it up. And you'll get a clip from American Bandstand with Dick Clark introducing John Travolta lip syncing to this song Let Her In. And it's traumatic. It's a traumatic experience. It's just, but yeah, that was his one and only hit on his one and only album. So
wow. I'll have to look that up after the show.
Yep. So,
Strolling on up, number 30, Eraserhead.
Racerhead. Haven't watched it in a long, long time.
Me, Charlotte Stewart, Alan Joseph, Gene
Yeah.
Bates.
I believe also black and white.
Looks like it based off the poster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was all black and white, and it was David Lynch who wrote it and directed it. So that was who eventually went on to do like Twin Peaks
Okay.
and stuff like that. Blue Velvet.
So probably a bunch of movies I've never heard of before in my life.
But yeah, Eraserhead was definitely one that would qualify in the cult classic category for sure.
Before that, you have 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys. Brad Pitt.
Yep, Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, yes. 1995. Kind of a futuristic thing about a convict and a virus, man-made virus.
Oh boy.
A lot of people referenced this when COVID came out.
Really?
They brought up 12 Monkeys as one of the,
Yeah, 12 Monkeys, a great movie in the chat from Marlena.
Yes. Hi, Marlena.
That is Morgan's best friend, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, 12 Monkeys. Actually, I wasn't. Was Brad Pitt bald in that movie? I think one of them was. It was Bruce Willis or Brad Pitt. I know one of them was bald.
Probably Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but definitely a entertaining film. Some good action in it too.
Yeah. Andrew's gonna go visit her twin, which is our buddy Just Too Breezy. He was on a couple weeks ago on the show, so.
Oh yeah, Brad Pitt was bald. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, and he was a mental patient or something.
But yeah, a lot of Morgan supporters in the chat tonight. We got Marlena, Jolie. They're all here for you, not me. I understand that, but it's okay.
Don't take it personal, man. It's not like I can just turn it off, I'm sorry, dude.
I
just got it like that,
It's okay. I mean, I can just be the man child and just go and hide in the rest of the show.
Yeah. Into man child mode.
Yep.
All right. Well, the next one, I'm sure you got something to say about this next one. Number 28, The Lost Boys. An amazing vampire movie. We got Kiefer Sutherland, right? And who else is in? Corey. Was Corey Haim? Is one of the Coreys.
Jason Patrick.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland, Jamie Gertz, Corey Feldman. Both the Coreys are in this. That's right.
Corey Friedman.
Yeah. Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. And, yeah. So definitely a great, great movie and definitely worth a watch. There's a little bit of gore in it. Not like over the top gore, but a lot of suspense and a great, great story. So
I've definitely seen it. It's been a while though. So.
87. Yeah, that's going back a ways.
Hey, watch, buddy. Watch what you say. I was born in 87.
Dude, I have T-shirts that I bought in 87 that I still wear.
You say that, but every time I...
Yeah, I know. Every time you bring up 87, I know. I'm just trying to make a point.
Marlena said the sax part is the best part of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Definitely. I would say that's a great scene.
And you understand was she was born in '83. Okay. So before the Lost Boys, Donnie Draco.
Yeah. This was a strange one. I don't remember a lot about it. I remember watching it, but it had something to do with a guy in a rabbit suit.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it was strange, but it definitely is one of those ones where people talk about it.
Morgan says Donnie Draco is dark in old capital letters.
Yep. And I think at one point they talked about doing a sequel to it, but I don't think it ever happened.
That's my list. Huh?
Yeah.
Gonna need another sticky note soon.
Okay, next on the list. Don't know anything about that one.
El Chapo? Nope.
That's going back to 1970.
I don't know any of the actors in it.
No. I think we'll pass on that one because 25 is definitely a great movie.
Yeah, Morgan's favorite movie.
Number 25, Say Hello to My Little Friend. Scarface. Nice. Yes, you're right, Jake Gyllenhaal for Donnie Darko. Yes, for sure. Yeah, Scarface was Michelle Pfeiffer and Al Pacino.
Yep.
Just a crazy movie.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk about a violent scene when he just walks in the casino and just lights everybody up?
Yeah, it just starts firing off. Yeah. And I can't say hello to my little friend without laughing. So it's like
I mean, it's such an iconic saying.
Yeah. I mean, I said that when I met my wife.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friend.
Miss Steffi, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
So anyway, a long way from Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, definitely.
Couple quarters and she'll love me in the morning.
Oh, jeez. Moving on.
Well, if not, we're going to get you in trouble, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You never know when she goes back and watches this stuff.
Way too much information. Thank you, Curtis. The voice for a reason. Curtis is the voice for a reason.
Yeah, we need that sometimes.
Yeah, especially with an all-female chat.
Yeah. Number 24, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hunter S. Thompson is a very iconic real person, and Johnny Depp played him in this movie. It is definitely a worth watch. Definitely one for your list, John. Hunter Thompson was very eccentric, and this very much portrays that, how he was such a character, and he contributed a lot to I think it was Rolling Stone. It was one of the magazines that he was a major contributor to, and yeah, definitely worth a watch.
Melina says this is Bat Country.
Bat Country. Yep.
Man, I feel like she knows more of these movies than I do.
Yeah.
I feel insulted.
Yeah, man.
Pink Floyd, The Wall. I thought that was just a record album.
No, it was a movie. But the movie was basically, it was like a concert film, kind of. But then it was basically about a rock star descending into madness. So it kind of was the story that accompanied the story that the album told, more or
Gotcha.
less. You know.
Him and Keith
So-
Richards were their best of friends.
Yes. Yep.
Keith Richards was his inspiration for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, definitely, no doubt. And they actually had Keith Richards in one of the movies too. He actually was in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Interesting.
I don't know if you knew that, but he was in there in a cameo.
I didn't. Marlena probably does, but
Yeah, she probably does, but yeah, so he definitely snuck him in there. Yeah, he played his dad. Correct. Jack Sparrow's dad. Yep.
Team Johnny Depp. Here we
Team
go.
Johnny Depp. There you go. Yeah, I'm a big Johnny Depp fan too.
Oh, I
like
always have been
a lot of
too.
his stuff. So
A very underrated movie of his that a lot of people probably haven't seen or forget about is Secret Window.
Secret Window, yeah, yep. Kind of a suspense thriller kind of deal. That was a good story. I like that. I like that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amber Turd.
Amber
sucks.
Turd sucks. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, 22. Night of the Living Dead. It's really not much you can say about this one. I mean, it's a classic, definitely. 1968. Black and white.
Yep.
Basically, a bunch of people barricade themselves in a farmhouse, and then there's like zombies or something attacking them. They're flesh-eating humans, undead. So, yeah.
So just go back to that auto lenders Progressive commercial. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Yeah. No, let's go hide behind the chainsaws. Smart. Yeah. So, classic. Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, definitely. That was a good one, too.
The best was wearing their shirts to Disney. He's talking to somebody else. Oh, yeah. I know what she's talking about. We're good.
Okay. This next one was a brilliant movie.
Yes.
Being John Malkovich. Very much insane. It was basically about people kind of going through a portal and then being inside of John Malkovich's body. If that, it sounds insane, but it was a very, very funny, insane kind of movie. It's just, I'm just laughing thinking about it.
Marlena said the small door.
Yeah, yep. And actually, John Cusack, Cameron Diaz, who else? Actually, at one point, John Malkovich jumps into John Malkovich's body.
Oh boy!
So, what? Morgan, PG.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I'm the voice of reason.
I could just delete the comment. Bobby Nice and we'll leave it.
Yeah. Okay, number 20. Pink Flamingos.
Never heard of it.
Divine, the I guess he was a transsexual. It was a movie from what's his name? John Waters. John Waters, who did Hairspray.
Mm-hmm.
Who did everything. Every movie he ever made was based in Baltimore because he was from Baltimore. And basically it was, kind of an underworld kind of story. but there's just a lot of craziness in this. Yeah, it was definitely insane.
You're hitting all the right spots with Marlena, a cross-dresser's dream. She's going all crazy.
Yeah,
about it.
Crybaby. Yep. And yeah, Tracy Lords was in a bunch of his movies too. Who she got her start at 16 in some other films that had to be pulled from the shelves.
Is it a movie I should add to my list?
Pink Flamingos?
Yeah.
You could put it at the lower part of your list. I wouldn't put it as a must see, but I mean, if you have a slow night and it's worth a watch, but it's not highly recommended. Like say the next one on the list would be
What, number 19, Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
Well, Quentin Tarantino, say a lot.
It's a Tarantino, and you got a lot of stars in this one too. I mean, you got Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Steve Buscemi. Yeah, definitely a Tarantino classic. Basically about a bunch of hitmen. They all had names that were colors. There was Mr. White. There was Mr. They all had colors for their names. So, and Buscemi is brilliant in a lot of stuff he does.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel. Yeah, it was a great actor. Great character actor that was in a lot of stuff. But Reservoir Dogs, 1992, definitely worth a watch. Tarantino, again, I'm a big fan. So
starred in the movie himself too as Mr. Brown.
Yes, yep, he did. Okay, number 18, Easy Rider. Going back to 1969, Peter Fonda on a motorcycle. Two bikers head from LA to New Orleans. What they, and their exploits along the way. Dennis Hopper, Peter Fonda, Jack Nicholson. Phil Spector actually had a part in the movie too. Dennis Hopper directed it, who you may know as a great actor as well.
I mean, just looking at the list, I know a lot of these people.
Yeah.
My brother, stepdad owned Captain America, best bike ever. So I'm guessing that was the bike in the movie.
Yeah, a couple nice cycles in the movie. Yep. Dennis Hopper, definitely a great actor.
Oh yeah, all his movies were great. Dennis Hopper.
Yep.
I just watched Speed the other day when he plays the retired police officer, now Bomber.
Yeah, and I think that might have been the first movie he ever directed was Easy Rider, I believe.
Oh wow,
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't know that he directed it too. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Way to go, Dennis. Yeah, Jack Nicholson, so he's probably young in this movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Alright, before Easy Rider, let me go back up to the list. Number 17, Brazil.
Brazil was directed by Terry Gilliam, who is a member of Monty Python.
Yep.
So Jonathan Pryce is in that. De Niro. Bob Hoskins in it also. And some of the Python guys as well. Very, very bizarre movie, I would say. Basically, it's futuristic about a person who becomes an enemy of the state. It's very, very futuristic kind of deal. Kind of before its time, really, considering it was 1985. But definitely something if you ever want to just watch a nice something futuristic fantasy comedy-ish kind of, movie, it would definitely be one you'd want to look at. So that brings us to number 16, Labyrinth. I love this movie.
Can't say I've seen it.
I'm a huge Monty Python fan, Marlena. So definitely, we were talking about Holy Grail earlier, so that was on the list earlier. So yeah, Labyrinth with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly and the Muppets. Jim Henson had a big part in Labyrinth. Absolutely. He had a big hand in it. And I believe this one was directed by Jim Henson. Actually.
It was.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely quite a movie. And for its time, I mean, even though it was Muppets, it was very, very entertaining. Absolutely. And some great soundtrack songs by Bowie in the movie as well. Go back, Sarah.
You remind me of the Babe. Henson's best role. What Babe it was. I mean, yeah, you're definitely making some fans with this movie.
Dance Magic Dance, yes.
I added it to my list. I will watch it.
Yep, definitely. All right, that's definitely a recommended one there for sure.
All right, put a store next to it.
Yep. Okay, and you've never seen that?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay. Jack says Grease. Grease, I don't know if it qualifies. I guess you could call it a cult classic because it's one that people absolutely want to watch over and over again. So, even though it's not on the list, I think that, that would definitely be something that, one that people kind of found a second life, and now actually coming up very soon on one of the streaming services, they're actually doing a prequel, which is the origin of the Pink Ladies from Grease. And I know that that's coming up soon. I think it might be, I don't remember if it was Netflix or Hulu, but I think it was one of those two, where they're actually making a series with a prequel Grease. And yeah, soundtrack wise, absolutely, positively, a huge soundtrack for that movie, for sure. You can't go wrong.
Nope, not at all. I have listened to the soundtrack many times.
Yep, absolutely. and I've sang some of the songs many times, trust me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Your karaoke Saturday nights.
Yeah, actually, yes. Okay, number 15.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Eat your food, Tina.
Whatever.
Uncle Rico and the Llama. That's all that you can sum up. Vote for Pedro.
Yeah, vote for Pedro, hands down, is what people refer to the most.
Yep, definitely.
Give me some of your tots. That's another one.
Napoleon Dynamite, definitely a crazy movie. But John Hader, yes, John Hader. Absolutely great role for him. Welcome back, Gary. But yeah, Tina, eat your food, Tina.
Like I said, I need the longer hair and then pop my hair back. Whatever. I have watched that a couple of times.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I got to go back and watch it again because I chuckle.
What's a 12 gauge? What do you think, God?
You have Ligers on the fire truck.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, number 14,
The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. Jeff Bridges as the dude. John Goodman. 1998. There's a lot of bowling in this movie, actually.
Yeah, Matt, you're not lying.
So, Gary, this is a list of the top. Actually, the list was the top 400 cult classic movies of all time, and we actually started with number 50, and we've been working our way up to number 1. But it's the cult classics on IMDb, what they rated as the top 400 of all time.
Yeah.
So yeah, the dude Lebowski. Definitely, it was. It had something to do with debt collectors, and I know there was a lot of bowling because I know all my bowling buddies reference this one all the time. Yeah, and Buscemi's in that too. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
I've seen it, but imagine my list so I can watch it again.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was in it too, and this was by the Coen brothers.
Yep, Joe and Ethan.
Joe and Ethan, yeah, and the Coen brothers made a lot of great movies.
Got Polo Surf on YouTube. Hello. I don't recognize that name either. Welcome in.
Hey, welcome. All right, so that brings us to 13, Repo Man. It's been a while since I watched this one, but Harry Dean Stanton, Emilio Estevez. This was 1984. Okay, and basically it's about a repo man, and something, they repo a car, and there's something unexpected that happens once that happens. So it was a good film, and I mean, Emilio Estevez was pretty good in it that I remember. But like I said, it's been a while since I watched it. It would be considered a comedy.
By a young Emilio Estevez, 1984.
Yeah, it would have been. This would have been right at the edge of Brat Pack days. So.
Sounds familiar? Right.
Yeah. So the next one on the list, Army of Darkness, a Sam Raimi film with Bruce Campbell. What a shock. This was kind of an Evil Dead kind of deal. This was the hardware store clerk that was transported to 1300 AD and battle an army of the dead so that he can make his way home. Are you into directing / screenwriting, or just, what did it say?
Are you into directing or screenwriting or just film criticism? I wrote back. We just talked about them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, we're not really. I don't think I've criticized any movie here so far. I mean, a lot of these movies are great movies. We've tried to make note of some of the notable directors that are, that are here. So.
Definitely.
Yep. Okay, so, I guess move on to number 11, which is Office Space.
Another classic.
Classic movie. Very quotable movie. Basically. Where it's just workers rebelling against the boss. Jennifer Aniston. Diedrich Bader, who played Jethro in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Root, who was in Dodgeball.
Yep.
Gary Cole, who was in Dodgeball. Yeah, so I mean, Mike Judge was the director, who was actually the creator of Beavis and Butthead,
All makes sense now.
and he was the writer and director of Office Space. So that's where some of the twisted humor comes from.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is my broomstick. No, this is my stapler. My stapler.
I am Cornholio. I need
Okay.
people for my bunghole.
Shut up, Beavis.
Oh, dumbass. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Now-
Paulina is on my list, probably on. But Beavis and Butthead do the universe. It's on Paramount Plus. I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah, me too. I haven't gotten around to that one yet, but definitely got to check that out. Even the first movie they did was hilarious too.
Beavis and Butthead do America.
Beavis Do America, yeah. Yep.
Look, we got a score.
Yeah. Fire, fire, fire. Oh man.
Cappuccino.
Yeah, there's just so much. You could just do a whole show on Beavis and Butthead.
Don't tempt us. I think we probably have a lot of people tuning in for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the intro. Yeah, definitely. All right, number 10. And this is going way back, but this definitely was a movie that really did not do a big box office, but it just went on forever with popularity, just because it was just one of those movies that just caught the fancy of everybody, pretty much, because Harold and Maude was 1971. Wow, can't believe it goes that far back. Basically, it was a young guy who meets a really old lady at a funeral, and they have a relationship going on. And it's a comedy. It's just it's a little out there, but it was a really good movie, and it was something that just for some reason caught on with the public. Just went crazy.
Yeah. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it. I don't know if I've seen the whole thing, though. So I'm going to write it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, trust me, once we get going, if we got going on that, we would just go on forever. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one on the top 10. Tron. The original Tron.
I was going to say, they made a sequel to this, right?
Yes, they did a reimagining, let's say. But the original from 1982, Jeff Bridges, David Warner, and Cynthia Nixon, who was Lacey in Caddyshack.
Okay.
Is that her name? I'm getting her name wrong, I think. I don't know. I think I just crossed her up with somebody else. Cindy Morgan.
I was going to say, looking at the list,
Yeah.
Cindy Morgan's
Cindy Morgan. David Warner. Yeah, I mean, that, for its time, was a groundbreaking film. I mean, 1982. And it was one of the first Disney movies that wasn't animated that really kind of pushed the edge of reality with the special effects. And yeah, they actually are opening up a Tron light cycle ride at the Disney parks. And it's basically about a hacker, a computer hacker who gets like sucked into his own video game. And basically what all the things that are happening inside the game. Um, the story is just definitely on your list, John.
Okay.
The one thing I will say about it is the setting is very dark. So when you're watching it, it's going to seem like it's like way dark. And when I say dark, I don't mean like a dark story. I mean it's literally dark because of all the laser effects and stuff. I think they had to keep the lighting down.
So don't adjust my TV set.
Don't adjust your TV set. It's just set. It's dark. But some of the effects for that time, just amazing. And I'm going to stop because you guys make me talk about Caddyshack. I could talk about Caddyshack for 3 hours.
Well, let's talk some Caddyshack then.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Caddyshack is a great movie. There are some funny facts about Caddyshack that I can share with you. A couple things. And those of you who are familiar with the movie, the llama. Big hitter, the llama. He hit a long hitter. He hit it long into the crevice of a 20,000 foot glacier. And you know what he said? He said, Gunga Lagunga. He says, so yeah, Caddyshack, great movie. Funny thing is that actually Bill Murray and Chevy Chase basically hated each other after Chevy left Saturday Night Live. They ended up in this film together, and they did not have a scene together in the entire movie until after the fact, when the studio went back and said, look, we need a scene with Chevy and Bill Murray together in the same scene. So they had to go back in post-editing and film the scene where he goes to Carl's apartment with the leaf blower. If you remember the scene where he comes in and his ball is like, on the piece of turf in the when he cannonballs the joint. Cannonball. They shot that after principal filming and had to add it to the movie at the request of the studio. The other funny thing about Caddyshack was when this was Harold Ramis's first directing gig, actually, and they went to this golf course where they were filming. Number one, they had to go to multiple golf courses to eventually get one to agree to allow them to film. Then once they did find a golf course that was willing to take them, there was one part of the script that wasn't in the script that they reviewed when they approved, being on that golf course. And that was the scene where they basically blew up the golf course. The owners of the golf course said, absolutely not. We're not doing that. And the producers and Harold Ramis said, okay, no problem. We can film it somewhere else. That's not a problem. Well, they, on one of the last days of filming, or the last days of filming, actually, the producers took the owners of the golf club to a luncheon off-site, and then they proceeded to blow up their golf course.
Great.
So they paid for all the damage, but they literally blasted the living hell out of that golf course with pyrotechnics. So that's just a couple funny stories about Caddyshack. So, but yeah, soundtrack, Kenny Loggins, the theme song's iconic. Rodney Dangerfield, what can you say about his performance? Actually, the guy who plays Danny, Michael.
I'll look up the movie for you. Hold on.
What's his name? Michael.
Give me 1 second. I'll find the list for you.
Yeah.
Don't struggle. I got you.
Right on top of my head.
Danny. Michael O'Keefe.
Michael O'Keefe. Michael O'Keefe is actually a very accomplished golfer. He's actually very good. So he, as far as him and his golf swing, he's totally got a beautiful swing. But Rodney, hilarious, unbelievable, and one guy who's in Caddyshack that you might not know, but you know. Okay, there's a guy who played. His last name was Scott, and he was actually a member of Sha Na Na, the music group, and they called him Screaming Scott. And if you look at the in the background, in the scene where Rodney's on the golf course, and he turns on the radio where he says, "So what? So let's dance." And he turns on the radio, and everybody starts dancing, and there's one guy dancing in the background, and he's like really rocking it. I mean, he's like, and that's Screaming Scott from Sha Na Na, who's actually out there dancing his ass off.
Brian McConaughey?
No, that would not be him.
His name was Scott in the movie?
Yes, last name was Scott. Because when Rodney, they said, "Who's this guy?" Said he's a guest of the Scotts, and he came in with Screaming Scott. He was in Sha Na Na, which was a music group back in the 70s and the 80s. It was like a 50s kind of group when basically around the time Grease came out in the 80s. They were extremely popular. They had their own show on TV, variety show.
Well, the only one that has the name Scott is Scott Jackson.
Yeah.
But
I would know it if I looked at his face, but I'll have to look it up. But I digress.
All right, well, I'm just going to say one more thing for you.
Yeah.
Well, we're waiting.
Yep, absolutely.
Ted Knight, I love his character gets so mad in that movie.
Ted Knight, yeah.
I don't know, Donnie. That's not found at Donnie.
Hey, you must have been something before electricity. You want to make $20 the hard way?
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, wow. Director of Aliens.
Well, unless that's who she's talking about with you, who you're trying to refer to.
Oh, Ridley Scott. I don't know if that's that. I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay, number 8 on the list.
You go ahead.
I don't know if you've seen this one or not. I haven't. Heavy Metal.
Absolutely.
So heavy number 8 on the list.
Heavy Metal animated movie, outstanding soundtrack. Screaming Scott Simon. Oh God, that's his picture now. Yeah, that can't be him.
Oh no, mine's gonna shed a tear.
No, it can't be him now.
Oh no,
Scott Powell.
Scott Powell. Okay.
Scott Powell was the guy I was talking about. But Heavy Metal was it was one of those movies that was not available on video for a long time, and it was basically because of all the music clearances that would have been required to let it be released, because that's how many classic songs were in this,
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely interesting movie.
Should I add it to my list, you think?
1981, yeah, I would definitely add it to the list, because I know you like movies with good soundtracks, and this is definitely one that would definitely qualify for that. Okay. So number 7, Clerks.
The original Clerks.
The original Clerks. With Kevin Kevin is
Smith.
just Kevin Smith is just insane. I actually got to meet Kevin Smith at a video convention,
Nice.
and he was a speaker at our Hollywood Video convention out in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the MGM, where we had a number of different speakers. We had John Voight, Eric Brockovich, we had Kevin Smith, we had a private concert from Huey Lewis and the News. So, I mean, it was a big deal out there. But yeah, Kevin Smith is a genius. I think he's hilarious. Jay and Silent Bob, great movie. All of them in all the movies they appeared in, which was a number of the Kevin Smith movies. They had at least a small part in. But Clerks was shot on a very low budget. Basically, it's about Dante and Randall, the two clerks that work in the store. Actually had some funny video store references to it that we used to use as a training film for my guys in my district when I was district manager for Blockbuster. I used to show them the video scene, about calling about the overdue videos. So just to kind of set the bar. But a great, funny Kevin Smith story. We were basically sitting right up in the front because our boss made us get there early so that we were in the front of the theater, for each of the speakers. So we're sitting up there, and they introduce Kevin Smith, and he comes out, and he's wearing his hockey jersey. He's backwards hat. He's looking the part. He comes out and he says, "Hey, how you doing? I got in late last night." He said, I was only here an hour or so, and I decided to hit the blackjack tables, and I lost my ass. He's going on, and our CEO, you can see him just off to the side of the stage, and he's sitting there and he's watching while he's talking, which he did with all the speakers after he introduced them. So he starts going on and on. He's like, "Yeah," he said, "I had a really bad night at the blackjack table." He says, if you're looking for me later, and by the way, I'm going to go non-PG on this just because it was so funny.
All right.
He said, if you're looking for me later, I'll be the guy in the men's room chucking cock for $5 chips.
Oh, Jesus.
And our CEO looked like he was going to pass out. I mean, all the color went out of his face, and it looked like he was going to fall down. And he was just like, he did like you, John. He did this. Yeah.
I know.
So, I mean, that was Kevin Smith's appearance when I got to meet him after the show. I was just, I couldn't even talk barely. I was laughing so hard. It was hilarious.
I can only imagine being in the room hearing that in person.
Okay, so, and Clerks, they're probably going to do another sequel at some point, I would say.
Paul, I wanted to know, did you like the third?
The third one? I liked them all, actually. I mean, obviously, as they go on, it kind of gets a little, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, I liked a lot. I guess that was the second one. It's hard. They all run together because those guys appeared in all the Clerks movies, plus all the Jay and Silent Bob movies. Dogma was a great movie. Dogma was awesome. That's a cult classic. I mean, that's one. You got Ben Affleck. You got Matt Damon. You got God. So many. Alan Rickman. You got Chris Rock. I mean, there is some great Salma Hayek.
George Carlin.
Yeah. George Carlin plays a bishop actually.
Oh, Jesus.
Believe it or not.
But quit.
Yeah. That was a great movie, and that's one for your list, John.
Dog. I think I've seen it.
Dogma definitely should. That's a Kevin Smith movie,
Oh, at it.
and Jay and Silent Bob are in it. So
Mm-hmm. Who else is in this? So, Jason Lee. You said Alec Rickman.
yeah, Jason Lee. Yeah,
Scott Moser. Monica Hampton. Javon Jackson. Ben Kane.
oh, and Linda Fiorentino, who actually is from this area, who was born here in South Jersey.
Alanis,
Who was also in what was the oh my God, what's the movie? The wrestling movie.
Ready to Rumble?
No, not the professional wrestling. Oh God, Matthew Modine
Ah.
in Vision Quest. That's what it was. She was in that too. No, it was Vision Quest, definitely.
Buddy
Yeah.
Price, Red Bank the Wrestler. Okay. Marlene's just messages. I'm trying to
Yeah.
put them all
Buddy-
together.
Basically, God's in a coma because he was playing skee ball, and he was on Earth playing skee ball, which apparently he did on a regular basis, and that's what what the premise was on why these guys were trying to basically Matt Damon and yeah, Matt Damon and his buddy. Why am I blanking?
Matt Damon's buddy, Ben Affleck?
Yeah, Affleck and Damon are angels, and they're trying to get back into heaven because they were cast out. And the only way that they can get into heaven is to go in through this church, and that's what they're plotting to do. So to try and get back into heaven. Oh, and God was actually played by Alanis Morissette.
I was reading the list. I was going to say that.
Yes. Alanis Morissette was God. Just in case you didn't know. So, yeah, definitely. Great movie.
Number 6
So
is a good one, too.
Okay. Number 6.
Fight
No.
Club.
Yeah, sorry, we can't talk about that one.
Okay.
Rule number 1.
Yep.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Yep. Number 5.
Number 5. Right? Number 5 is Spinal Tap.
Yep.
So,
No, I am just following the rules, okay?
hey, that's the rules. Number 5 is Spinal Tap. Brilliant movie. It's a mockumentary. That's what it's called. It's basically the story of a fictitious group, which actually ended up recording some music together. Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, basically guys that are all voices on The Simpsons. Michael McKean, who was Lenny on Laverne and Shirley. Christopher, like I said, Christopher Guest and Harry Shearer. But yeah, definitely. Rob Reiner was the director of that, who was Meathead from All in the Family, who also directed a lot of great movies. Yeah, but Spinal Tap was just was a great movie, and from 1984. And actually, their music was pretty darn good. It was a good soundtrack.
I put it on my list.
Yep. All right.
Number 30.
Number 4. No idea. 1932. Yeah, pass. I couldn't tell you anything about the movie Freaks from 1932.
It sounds like a freaking movie.
Rest in peace, Condition Williams.
Who's Condition Williams?
I do not know.
Cindy Williams. Okay.
Cindy Williams. Yes. Okay. Damn autocorrect. Yeah. Well, she did have a condition, so I guess that's kind of right?
Huh?
All right. Let's skip up to number 3. Number
Blade
3,
Runner.
the original Blade Runner, 1982, Harrison Ford. Rutger Hauer, Daryl Hannah. Definitely a great movie. Very set in the future. Sci-fi action. Definitely a movie to watch. You know, very much very good special effects for the time. You know, based on when it was made. Sean Young in there, Edward James Olmos.
That's a weird last name. Almost.
William Sanderson. Okay. And William Sanderson was the guy who played Death in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Or the second one, I'm sorry. The Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Okay.
And the guy who played Death, that was him. That was William Sanderson. So. And now I do not believe he was related to the Sanderson sisters. I can ask my wife. She goes to Salem every year, so.
I'm hoping to get up there soon. Can't wait.
I've actually seen all the locations from up there. I've actually been there, so. I went a couple years ago.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
The one year I actually had a hotel booked for Salem, Massachusetts, Halloween night, and goddamn COVID ruined it.
Oh boy.
I was so
Yeah.
mad.
They shut that place down tight once COVID
mad.
hit. Yeah.
But I'm hoping to get up there in the fall. If the time of the year is right and Eagles play the Patriots up there, I am going.
There you go.
Marlena says I stayed in the Daniels house.
Nice.
I'm just reading comments. I'm guessing Daniel's house is an impressive place.
There's a lot of classic houses up there. There's a few different ones that are kind of famous. So I'm sure that's one of them. I don't know that I particularly saw that particular one, but I know that my family stayed in the Hawthorne hotel downtown last time they went up in the haunted room.
Nice.
So they had the haunted room in the Hawthorne hotel.
What, you know, 8? Oh wait, that's
Yep.
the movie.
Whatever the room number was. I don't remember it right off the top of my head. Yeah.
Oldest bed and breakfast in the country in the heart of Salem.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Hopefully
Number
this
2. We talked about this one not
Did
that
we?
long ago. The Clockwork Orange. It came up somewhere. I remember talking about it.
Probably the 70s movies like we did.
1971. Malcolm McDowell and Margaret. This was a freaky movie. I mean, it has to do with gangs. There's rape involved. There's a lot going on this thing, man. It was like very. It's about a gang, and they volunteer for some, conduct aversion experiment, trying to like change their behaviors, and it just goes awry. The list is actually IMDb, which is a movie site. So I mean, a lot of other people have different lists, but this is the one that we chose to go with for tonight. And we only did 50. There are 400 on this list.
Yep.
So if you go into imdb.com, you can catch the 400 top cult classics, and you can go through all 400 of them. But Clockwork Orange was originally threatened with an X rating because at the time there was no NC-17. Stanley Kubrick directed it, who also directed 2001: Space Odyssey. It was definitely a crazy, crazy movie. So that leaves us.
I might have to call my mom real quick and tell her to hop in the stream. She'll go on and on about this movie.
Yeah. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry is a genius. Let's just put it that way.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. Tim Curry, Bruce or Barry Bostwick, Susan Sarandon. This was written and directed by a guy named Richard O'Brien, who actually plays the butler, I guess you would call him. It's the story of Dr. Frank-N-Furter. But yeah, Richard O'Brien is Riff Raff. And then the other cast of characters. This was a crazy, crazy movie. I will tell you, and I say with no shame, I have seen it many, many, many times. I have seen it live many, many times. I did dress in character at the time. And yes, I did have a pair of fishnets. And I did, when it was my turn to play Frank, I did it with quite a lot of flair at the time, many years ago, at the Harwin Theater in Mount Ephraim. Midnight, Friday nights. Crazy, crazy time. But John, if you have, your mom was a fan.
Yes, I've seen it before.
Have you watched it?
I have.
Yes, the Time Warp, Gary. Yes. Yeah, I think I was too. Actually, I, come on, I was wearing fishnets. How could I not be a slut? And I was rocking them at the time too. I was much slimmer than I am now. I was rocking it.
It says I was Janet.
Yeah, we used to rotate roles, so we got to. I did Brad sometimes. I did Frank. I did Rocky. I didn't like having my shirt off all the time, so I didn't like it when I did Rocky. But, yeah, it was just the Harwin was a great place to see it too. Absolutely, the crowd was totally into it. We had regulars that were there every week, and we all had our assigned roles. So we would meet up beforehand to keep track of who was playing who for the night. So, yeah, you're a hot dog. We definitely got to get Marlena on, and she knows a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, when she has time, I'll have to talk to her on the side. We'll get her on here.
Absolutely, she got some great knowledge.
What was it? That was it, Jack. The number one movie was the Rocky Horror Picture.
Yep, definitely. So we still got some time. If anybody wants to throw any other movies out there that they can think of that we didn't mention, we'll be glad to talk about them for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling down a little bit on the list to see if there's anyone that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Pookie.
Oh, there you go.
I knew Mookie's in the chat. I know that was going to be the first one that she says.
Yep. We've mentioned that a couple times. That's one of John's. John has his story, his Porky story. Why did they call her Lassie, John?
Man. Footloose is another good one.
Footloose, yeah. John Lithgow, and Kevin Bacon, Laurie Singer. Yeah, definitely. That was a great one. Better Off Dead. Oh yes. Better Off Dead. One Crazy Summer. You have to. You kind of pair them together. Yeah, I want my $2. Sorry, I blew up your mom, Ricky. Yes, he has his testicles all over me. No, like the octopus testicles. No, it's tentacles. Tentacles, big difference.
There it is, 1998.
Oh my God! Yes, the international language.
You ever heard of a movie called Dead Man on Campus?
Yes. Yes.
That's one of my favorite cult classics. And if no one's ever seen that one, Dead Man on Campus is bizarre in so many ways.
The Great Outdoors.
That's a good one.
The big bald bear. I remember the Great Outdoors. I remember the steak, where they were in the restaurant and they had the giant steak that he had to eat. That John Candy, they challenged John Candy to eat, and yeah, that was a good one.
Outsiders is a good one.
The Outsiders, yeah, I'm with a lot of stars in that. Got Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, C. Thomas Howell. Oh wow,
Amelia Estevez.
Yeah, that was a lot of, and everybody in whoever went to school had to read that book. You know, it was like everybody in the world had to read The Outsiders.
C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Amelia Estevez, Tom Cruise, Glenn Lithgow, Diane Lane.
Yep.
Stand By Me is another great one.
Oh, you just reminded me of one. Stand By Me, yeah. Stand By Me was actually based on a Stephen King story, believe it or not. And we started with Breakfast Club, Gary. That was number 50. Or 51. 51. Yeah, 51. Stand By Me was also, I think it was also Rob Reiner that directed that as well.
You're correct.
Yeah, that was quite a young cast. There was a Corey in that one too.
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman, yes, absolutely. I was just thinking, when I said Diane Lane, I was thinking of one, and this is one that should be on your top of your list, John. Streets of Fire. Streets of Fire is a great cult classic. It has Diane Lane. Michael Pere, who was actually in Eddie and the Cruisers.
Rick Moranis,
yeah.
Amy Madigan, William Dafoe.
Yep. Very early William Dafoe. And that was a great soundtrack. It was a great movie. It's just off the charts.
Bill Paxton in it too?
Nice. Bill Paxton also, yes. One of my favorite movies of all time. And one that a lot of people haven't seen.
Streets of Fire.
And Robert Townsend and Stoney Jackson are both in the music group. And when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Step Brothers. Did you touch my drum set?
I know you touched my drum set. Sorry.
In the bunk beds.
Look, so much more room for activity. This is how you do it. Oh my God.
He goes to the job interview with his brother. Usually we do this alone.
What are your all-time favorites? Ooh, Polo coming hard with a question.
Wow. All-time favorites. That's tough. No, that's not off topic at all. Um, I'm gonna say if I had to make like pick five right off the top of my head, Streets of Fire, definitely. Caddyshack. Um, Animal House, Blazing Saddles, and oh boy, that last one would be tough. But Better Off Dead's right up there. I mean, it really is for me.
All right,
And
well,
I mean, they're not necessarily five that a critic would pick, but they're ones that every time I watch them, they make me laugh.
well, everybody who knows me in real life knows my favorite all-time movie has to be The Goonies.
Okay.
Okay, number one is The Goonies.
Yep.
Number two, the original Short Circuit.
Okay.
I grew up loving that movie. Three, the first Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
Four, oh man, see, this will get tough because I watch so many movies.
Yeah.
God, why am I drawing a blank? Goonies, Short Circuit, Lethal Weapon. Oh man. Rudy's number five, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I can't think of what one do I always go back to? Goonies, Short Circuit, Lethal Weapon. I can't think of my fourth. I'm drawing a blank.
Porky's.
But Morgan saying that?
How?
Yes, Morgan, and speaking of, yeah, you're right. Goonies is number one. Morgan knows me, see?
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a good one.
Men in Tights. Oh my God. That's a great Mel Brooks movie. Because I am a Robin Hood that can speak with an English accent.
If you want my number four, here you go, that's what it was. If you want my number four, it's called The Crush. It's a very good classic
Oh, wow.
suspense movie.
Top Gun.
Top Gun's a good one.
Yeah,
What's up, Miz?
Hey, Miz.
That's one of the guys I talk sports with on the side. He's a very cool guy, so.
Okay, cool. Morgan says Truffle Shuffle.
I know, the Truffle Shuffle is a great dance in that movie, ain't it?
Yeah, I don't remember who starred in that. I think it was Johnny Nast, wasn't it? Man-child just ducked out. Oh boy. Did he just escape? I was trying to put him back in.
Well, look at time.
Yeah. Gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, look at time. My phone's ringing. I got a phone call. I gotta go.
Oh man. No, you guys pick some great movies though, man. I tell you, we could just go on and on. We'll have to maybe for next week. We'll just take we'll take all time favorites and just throw it open and just start going into some of the ones we didn't touch on tonight because this was a great conversation.
You want to Truffle Shuffle? There you go, Morgan. Yeah, you got your Truffle Shuffle, Morgan.
I don't know if that counts. She's got a point. Morgan sang. DJ Scoop made an appearance. You know, it's only fair.
I got pride in my fatness. Who remembers the Little Rascals?
The Little Rascals, the original Little Rascals. or the movie The Little Rascals. The original I used to watch all the time. Those guys were unbelievable.
Do you guys use Letterbox? I never heard of that, Polo. You have to explain what that is. So did Chunk, but he did it.
Little Monsters, Fred Savage.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah. That was one that a lot of people didn't know about, but definitely an interesting film.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah, like I said, you guys came up with some great ones. Princess Bride. Oh yeah. There you go. Princess Bride was also Rob Reiner, actually, I believe. Carrie Elwes and Robin Wright, Andre the Giant, Wallace Shawn, Mowage. Mowage. It's like, oh God, yeah.
It's surprisingly active for a movie-based website. I was looking that up. Letterbox.
Airbud. Yeah, with the dog. dog playing basketball. My name is Indino Montoya. You kill my father. Prepare to die. I know something you don't know. I am not offended. That was a great movie. So many classic lines in that one too. Billy Crystal and Carol Kane. Have fun storming the castle.
So what was that one thing I'm thinking? Hold on. I gotta look them up. There's a Billy Crystal movie that comes to my mind. I always mess up. Hold on.
Mr. Saturday Night.
Why am I? Hold on. I gotta look real quick.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, Monsters Inc. No. Oh yeah.
Rabbit Test, where he was pregnant.
City Slickers.
Directed by Joan Rivers, actually. Rabbit Test. City Slickers with Daniel Stern and Billy Crystal. Yeah.
Mrs. saying Godfather and Fight Club.
Sorry.
You're not allowed to talk about Fight Club.
That's the rule. Can't talk about Fight Club.
Millennium.
What happened? John froze? Okay, yeah, we talked about Boondock Saints earlier, actually. We didn't go into a lot of detail on it because I haven't watched it in a long time. So John lost power. So we may not have John back, actually, if his power went out. I don't know. I think that just might be a truffle shuffle thing. I don't know. Let's see if he dials back in on his phone. We'll see. Well, yeah. So, yeah, Boondock Saints we talked about for a little bit. Let me get When Harry Met Sally. Yeah, that's a Billy Crystal one too. Funny thing about that is in Harry Met Sally, in the scene in the restaurant where Meg Ryan has the fake orgasm, and the lady at the other table says, "I'll have what she's having." The person that delivers that line is actually the director Rob Reiner's mother, who delivers that line, who was actually in the film. So Rob Reiner's mom got one of the most iconic lines in that movie. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, those are some great ones, guys. Time to invest in a generator. Oh, something about Mary. Actually, we were just talking about that the other day. I think somehow Brett Favre came in the conversation, and then we mentioned something about Mary. Is that hair gel? Yeah, Ben Stiller, pretty funny in that. Encino Man, yes. Brendan Fraser. And Pauly Shore, right? Yeah. So we were talking about wheezing on the juice, which I always wanted to do. I
was completely unexpected. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yep.
My
Ebola syndrome. No, I don't think I have. So I don't think I've seen that one. Ebola syndrome. And ring a bell, John?
No.
No.
So I was sitting here talking, and the next thing I know, everything just completely shut down.
Yep. It must be all those strings of lights, man.
Hey, man. That was what Morgan just said.
Mother Nature's mad you didn't do the truffle shuffle.
I'll take that. That's fine.
Oh, man.
Kind of scary, though.
Chinese flick. Okay. I'll have to look that one up. Yeah, that's definitely going to check that out. I'll get to write one down now. All right.
Well, I'm writing down a movie he's never seen.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one. I definitely want to take a look. Teeth. What's that about, Marlena? I hope I'm saying that right.
Marlena.
Marlena.
Yeah, something like that.
Marlana.
Watch right. Teeth. Why is that? That does sound kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as me losing power.
It's pretty offensive. Yeah, that'd be right up our alley.
It's an AB rated horror. You got that first part?
It was made in 2007. It's a horror/comedy. High school student discovers she has a physical advantage when she becomes the object of what? Okay. Details. Object of male violence. Okay. That sounds kind of ambiguous. Definitely. Yeah, I'll check that one out too. Wow. Okay, I'll check it out. Ghostbusters.
Classic.
Ghostbusters classic. Ghostbusters 2 classic. Everything after trash.
You didn't like Afterlife?
Afterlife was decent, but it just isn't the same.
Fair enough.
You know, I mean, I got ruined when they tried to do the one with the girls, and that's not to discriminate against girls, but it just wasn't even close to being as funny.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they're making another Afterlife. Yeah, they are actually. I mean, it was good that they tried to get the other guys involved, the original guys involved. The only one they didn't invite back was Ernie Hudson.
Wonder why that was.
He wasn't a favorite of the producers, apparently. I just read an article the other day about it, how he was offended that he didn't get asked back.
I can't say I blame him.
Yeah. Yep. So. All right. Well, it's looking to be about that time there, sir.
What time you go?
Yeah, it's like 2:05. Unless we got more to talk about here. Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah. True. How about True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold?
I love that movie.
That's a good movie. I like that one.
What kind of sick bitch steals the ice cube trays from the freezer?
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
If my buddy Doc was in the chat, he'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Man. I'm gonna actually look up some quotes from that movie. Hold on, because there's a couple that you can quote from that movie. Quotes. There we go. Especially since Bill Paxton plays a spy in that movie. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you think she's still a virgin? Don't be ridiculous. She's only, what is she now? She's 14. But yeah, Gib, what kind of sick bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?
Great line from Animal House. I lied to you too, Larry. I'm only 13.
No, even better from Animal House. I'm a zit, get it?
And I shocked you last time when I told you that the girl from Animal House, the young girl that worked in the supermarket that they took home in the shopping cart, the daughter of the mayor,
Yeah.
was the same girl that had the weird accent from Caddyshack, Sarah Holcomb.
Yep.
Thanks for nothing.
Toga. Stop around, oh, yep.
A rock and rye and 7 carlings. Where do you go to school?
What's the one that they go pick up they're supposed to go pick up their dates and the girl dies in a kidnap accident. She's supposed to make me a pot.
Yeah. Fawn Leibowitz.
Oh yeah, Fawn.
Yeah. I'm her roommate, Shelley Dubinsky. God, it's sick that I know that. Oh my God.
May I have 10,000 marbles, please?
Yeah. The Blues Brothers. There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. We're on a mission from God.
I actually just found a website. It's called www.quotes.net, and you can pretty much search any movie you want.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What about Pink Flamingos?
Pink Flamingos was also a John Waters movie, which also starred Divine. That was in. We talked about. Did we do Pink Flamingos, or what was the one we talked about earlier? It was that one. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we actually mentioned it earlier, with John Waters. Do you mind if we dance with your date? If I was in your shoes, I'd be leaving. What a good idea.
Gary had me worried about this one. I don't want to sound perverted, but have you guys ever heard of the movie called Talking Penis? It's not a porn movie.
That seems like a loaded question.
I can't say I have, but I don't think I want to.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to consider the prospect of a talking penis.
I'm gonna look this up. I don't know why.
The Big Chill, Jack. The Big Chill had a great soundtrack. That's what I remember about The Big Chill. It was a decent movie, but the soundtrack was awesome. And little known fact, in The Big Chill, Kevin Costner is the corpse.
Interesting.
In the body at the funeral. Dun dun dun.
So the movie Gary's talking about is called Me and Him.
Okay.
A man's euthanized penis starts talking to him, getting him into awkward situations and convincing everyone he tells that he's completely insane.
If you want to talk about, back in the mid to late 70s, there was a short period of time where they made a couple of X-rated cartoons, and the first one I remember was called Fritz the Cat, and then there was another one that was called Tarzoon, Shame of the Jungle, and I don't think you can find them anywhere now. But you want to talk about some funny stuff, man? It was just hilarious. Actually, I think that John Belushi actually did a voice in Tarzoon's Shame of the Jungle. I'm almost positive it was John Belushi who played the guy on the top of the mountain.
You hit it. You struck a chord with Marlena.
Yeah, that's going way back, but I remember a couple of them just being hilarious. But yeah, Fritz the Cat.
I gotta say, for a movie that Gary brought up, it actually had a pretty good cast back in the day.
Yeah.
Griffin Dunn, Ellen Green, Kelly Bishop, Carrie Lowell, Kim Flowers, Bill Raymond, David Allen Greer, Craig T. Nelson has a role in it.
Wow. Cool.
Flashdance, that's a classic.
Yeah. Flashdance.
That came out around the same time as
Also great soundtrack. Irene Cara and is the guy. I can picture his face.
Michael Noy.
Yes, Michael. Yeah, him. And then actually, the girl that did the dancing, her name was Cynthia Nixon, who was the body double who did all the dancing for Irene Cara.
Okay.
And she actually went on to be in. She was in Runaway with Tom Selleck, which was also a great movie, by the way. Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons from Kiss, and Cynthia Nixon. But Cynthia Nixon was also in the sequel to Saturday Night Fever called Staying Alive, which was written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, which was the sequel to Saturday Night Fever that Cynthia Nixon was in with John Travolta.
Interesting. Learn something new every day.
Gary, the Lost in Space movie, I really did enjoy that. I did a lot. The Lost in Space movie with oh God, that was a great Gary Oldman was Dr. Smith, and Matt LeBlanc was in it. The funny story about that is that the part that Matt LeBlanc played was offered first to Matthew Perry, and Matthew Perry talked to Matt LeBlanc about it, and he said, "No, I really don't think you should do it." And he basically talked Matthew Perry out of doing it, and then Matt LeBlanc took the part, which was really funny.
Polo signing off, and I said, "What's
Polo? Thanks for stopping in, man. We appreciate your interaction. You did a great job tonight. You gave us some great material to talk about. We appreciate it. The original Fright Night, Marlena, yes. Awesome. Roddy McDowall, Chris Sarandon. That was an awesome movie. When I worked for Blockbuster and somebody asked me to recommend a horror movie that didn't have a lot of gore in it but was suspenseful, that was one of the ones that I always gave them, because that was just an awesome film.
All right, can I throw a movie like that to you?
Yep.
People Under the Stairs.
Okay, that's another good one.
Yep, I mean, right now you kind of remind me of that too. Gary loves his Saw movies.
Yeah, Saw. There's only so many ways to torture people. I get between Saw and Final Destination. I think that we've pretty much found every way that somebody can die.
Yep. Marlena says roach. Fool! Mommy and daddy. No. But yeah,
The
Chris
Burbs.
Sheridan was. She's been saying that for the last 5 minutes. I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
The Burbs.
Yeah. That's Tom Hanks.
Yep. First one that pops up.
Yep.
Carrie Fisher.
Yep.
Corey Feldman again. What do you know?
Yeah. He just can't get away from him. But yeah, the Lost in Space movie, man, and Gary Oldman is just unbelievable. He transforms into so many characters. I mean, to go from Dr. Smith in Lost in Space to Zorg from The Fifth Element, the bad guy in The Fifth Element, and then to like Commissioner Gordon in the Batman movies, in the Christian Bale Batman movies. You know, and they're all the same guy. He was in JFK. I mean, he's been in so much, and he's just so good in everything he does.
Willow.
Oh, Willow. Okay, yeah, that's going back a ways.
The
I haven't
Last
watched that
Dragon.
one in a long time, but I remember enjoying that. The Last Dragon was like a kung fu movie. Wilson the from Castaway. Wilson the volleyball.
Wilson. Man, we could go on and on. I mean, we got an active chat tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they're coming up with some great ones. We got to save some for next Friday, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of these ones we didn't go into a lot of detail with. We got to go back to next week. So you guys got to come back and join us next Friday night. Because you guys did awesome tonight.
Maybe I can even convince Marlena to join us next week
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
if she wants to.
Well,
Make sure you follow the page too. So Wilson definitely is a Castaway reference movie, that's for sure.
yeah, that was first thing that came to my mind was Castaway. And when you say Tom Hanks, there's one that somebody brought up the other night. That Thing You Do.
Yep, that's a good one.
Great soundtrack on that. Great movie.
All right, I'm looking this up one more time so I can figure out how to do this and make Miss Morgan happy. Hold on. You know how to end the show, right? You know how to run the intro, the exit, and all that. So
Is it just the one in the top right?
well, you gotta hit the brand button first. I'll do it. I'll give
Okay.
Morgan what she wants. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
watching.
I just never did it before. That's all.
It's alright. I'm studying up on Truffle Shuffle real quick. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna look like an ass doing this.
Hey. Excuse me. Need I remind you? Hang on a sec.
No, wait, it's okay. It's okay.
You want to talk about it now?
I got this, Ron. I got it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I got this.
Yeah, you talk about people being an ass, and I just find it's a cue. Yeah.
Well, you know how to kick somebody out of the stream, right?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay. Count to 10. I start doing it and kick me out.
Okay.
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 So you get 10 seconds of fame. That's all I'm doing. Okay.
Okay, everybody. This is what you've been waiting for.
No, I don't want to do it now. I'm scared.
No, man, it's okay. I learned how to put it on TikTok. It's all good.
I'm scared. I get stage fright.
Dude, you're online like 30 hours a week. How could you have stage fright?
Dude, you can't see me, right?
I cannot.
But you can hear me, right?
You could say, "Oh, I'm doing it now." You just
Yeah,
can't see it.
Exactly. I got my. There, that was quick. I'm done.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, say, I know I did promise. She is right. Shit. Hands up, Ron.
Okay.
Let me see your hands. All right. Everybody else in your chat, hands up.
Hands up.
If I see this on TikTok, you guys are all disowned, all kicked off the show. I'll find 4 new hosts. Look, our views are dropping, okay? Oh, God.
Yes. All right. I like it.
Once I'm downstairs, I'll have more room to move around.
I don't know if I can sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great job, John.
Morgan, I'm not talking to you for the rest of the weekend. Marlena, you're on my shit list. Ron, I'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Too funny. Oh, I have Monday off?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Can I just know? No, I didn't say it was a promise to do it again. I'm saying I'll have more room to move around.
Yeah, there you go. We got it.
Right now, I'm worried about tripping over wires. I already embarrassed myself enough. Can't you see? Like, I didn't have to turn my dome light back on and my face is all red. Yeah.
Great job, John.
So you can see how bright and red my face is now, okay? I'm embarrassed.
You're good, man. You're all good.
I hate my life.
This is what it's come down to. Combos and this truffle shuffle.
There you go, Morgan. I'll drink some Mike's and eat combos next time I do it for you.
Marlena, you were awesome. Have a great night. Hopefully we see you again soon.
You won't see me again. I quit.
You quit?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We're
Welcome to the Basement Show with Ron Tessing.
Yep.
I
I just know there's gonna be a clip of that somewhere.
Nah, I'll be good.
Yeah. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about somebody else.
Okay.
Morgan. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for everybody that came in tonight. There's really too many to name, I think, but you guys had hung all night. Marlena, Morgan, Curtis was in and out. Gary, Polo,
Miz. Garrett, you always popped in. Gary's in and out. Jack.
God, I know I'm missing people from earlier, but we had a ton of comments tonight. So,
You want to know what the count is real quick?
Yeah.
So just on Facebook, I haven't added up all the YouTube ones.
Yeah.
Just on Facebook alone, we hit 440 comments.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You guys were awesome tonight, man. That's what's called an interactive show. That's what's fun. It's fun for the rest of us. It's fun for us to have you guys participate and throwing such great stuff out. Just amazing. Some of the amount of information you guys know really kind of makes us better too. So we appreciate it.
I agree.
So you guys have a great night. Make sure you continue to share and follow. And we made it to 300. Thank you very much. We're going to try and hit our next threshold. Continue to grow the channel. We did see a couple new faces in tonight, so we do appreciate that. We hope that you make sure and follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't think Morgan's following us. I don't know why.
Be much appreciated. But yeah, we had a blast tonight. We got to thank you guys for just an awesome, awesome night.
I agree. Even if I do make an ass of myself.
Hey, we've all done it, John. I think I still got you beat by a couple, but I'm sure we'll continue this competition for a while.
Yeah, well, you want me to go to Morgan that really quick before we sign off?
Why, you got some combos?
Hey, Morgan, I'm going to go call Lassie. Have a good night. I'm just going to pop back in for a second. I was just teasing you. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, guys.